Hi guys, welcome back to the Kimi ga Nozomu Eien playthrough. Today we're going to be looking into what is happening to Haruka, part 400,000. I swear, just every single episode completely revolves around Haruka, and there is some sort of new development that happens with regards to her. This one is a really quite important one compared to all of the other developments that we've seen surrounding her, though, because well, she's just woken up again after being in the ICU, and it's really different because she actually has recollection of the fact that 3 years have passed, and obviously she just finds it so unusual, like Mitsuki, for example. In general, just a lot of the things that are different, I don't think she can comprehend. It's just going to be quite interesting to see what happens and how everything progresses with her, really. I'll tell you what, before I start, I will just see if I can. Good. I can move my game window in just a little bit. Cool. Oh yeah, let me just get some context. I'm not really prepared for this well. Right, okay, here we go. Yes, obviously Takayuki has come to the hospital. Oh yeah. Ooh, interesting. So Hayase is going to be there. Weird. What odd timing. I really do wonder what's going to be talked about here. I don't know why, but my mouse feels... No, this feels really different today for some reason. Anyway, yeah, fair. Oh my god, I know, that's the really tricky thing, because let's be honest, with Haruka, learning the truth about something like this, it must be very tough. I mean, you just know so little about your situation, you're completely surrounded in the unknown, and then you were just told that the world you live in is completely different to the one that you know. It must be... I couldn't imagine it, to be honest, I really couldn't. Yeah. Oh my god, it's so awkward. Even this. Interesting. Well, let's hope so. So the specific time was probably because of the fact that it was convenient for Hayase. Knock knock, motherfucker. Right, here we go. Mitsuki. What is she doing here?
Suzumiya-sanが呼んでほしいって。
Oh shit. One word, relationship.
彼女もほとんど毎日お見舞いに来てくれていたのよ。聞いてないの？
Really?
昼休みにちょこっとね。聞いてないの？
Oh my god, yeah, I do remember there was this one time where it was really odd how Haruka had talked to Mitsuki and that she was kind of hiding something from us, but I can't believe that she's been seeing Haruka nearly every day in her lunch breaks, but obviously I'd assume that it's more logistically viable for her, and also it's a little bit safer. Well, sorry, it's just a little bit safer for her overall life, because I mean, I get that she has a big connection to Haruka, but it's not necessarily as big as Takayuki's, so I suppose there's a lot less stress, but there's still probably a lot of stress. My god, I'm really surprised about this.
とにかく私は2人を同じ時間に呼ぶように頼まれただけ。あとは3人でやってちょうだい。
God. Oh my god, this is going to be a very pivotal moment. It is actually, he's got a point, even though they are all friends.
ねえ、はるか、私のこと何も言ってないの？
Yeah, apart from your first name. Grave digging time.
なんて言ったの？
Oh.
でも元気そうじゃない？
Oh my god, yeah, if somebody had quit at my job, I don't know what I'd be doing. Well, to be fair, they constantly ask for whether there could be a replacement staff member on the group chat, but still, it's just... Oh, it takes so long. Yeah? Oh god.
姉さん、待ってますから。
I wonder what she thinks of Hayase at the moment. I kind of get the impression that she's starting to understand Hayase, but I don't know. Maybe she has the opportunity to understand Hayase after the failure at the swimming tournament. That's all I need to know. Thank you very much. Yeah.
慣れちゃった自分が悲しいよ。
Especially to think about the fact that they were very good friends beforehand. If anything, Hayase was Akane's role model. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Because Takayuki, he realises as well. I think it's good that he realises, but yeah, he has her Haruka. Oh well, you're the lover. Here we go. Oh my god, so yeah, it's just... But it is interesting, this disconnect. It's really quite surprising that Mitsuki has been seeing Haruka every day. I mean, I get that it's not really relevant to a lot of the discussions that Takayuki and Hayase have, but at the same time, it's just... How the fuck would something as topical as that not come up? It genuinely surprises me. Yeah.
私も一緒だよ。
So you gonna say anything apart from un? I mean, she looks happy, but at the same time, she's only saying one word. That's not like the Haruka we knew. Not even like the one 3 years ago. At least she looks happy, though. She's probably figured it out.
まあいいけどさ。
Why did Takayuki call Hayase Mitsuki? Bet you anything.
それは
Why did she not invite Shinji?
一体どうしたの？あのね、 高之くん、美月、二人に聞きたいことがあるの。高之くんと美月は付き合ってるんだよね。
She realized honesty is your friend here. Be honest. I'm sorry, but in a situation like this, you be honest. Yeah, yeah, seriously.
別にその何がどうっていうわけじゃなくて、なんていうか確認っていうか。誰かがそんなことを言ったの？うん、違うよ。誰にも聞けないよ、こんなこと。でもその話をしてるとわかるっていうか、感じるっていうか。
God, she sounds like... I mean, obviously, like Haruka said, it's not necessarily a bad thing that they're having a relationship, but I just feel like she's kind of... Her voice just sounds a little bit broken, a little bit, not really disappointed, but just sad about the fact that that couldn't have been her. Longing, if you like.
Ah, 別にね、もしそうだからって責めようとか怒ろうとかそういうんじゃなくて、
Oh god, this is quite difficult for her.
そう、私たち友達じゃない。この3年で何が起きたのか知りたがったって。ダメ？
If I'm gonna be honest, I feel like this... Yeah, I mean... I think she's just sad for the sense that this is the case and there's not... The fact that maybe it's going to be impossible for Takayuki to become a partner with Haruka again. True. That is fair. Oh my god, I know. If I'm going to be honest, I mean, I do think she's really quite sad about the fact that Takayuki can't be with her once she gets out, but at the same time, I think she will accept it. Oh my god, I know. Yeah, you really need to be honest. Of course Mitsuki would be, yeah. Because if he says nothing, that may hint at the authenticity of the relationship. No, I agree.
Takayuki.
Oh my god, yeah, exactly.
ごめんなさい。そんな風に悩まれると思ってなかったの。
Yeah, totally.
はるか、何も言わなくていいよ。もう十分分かったから。覚悟してたんだけどな。ちょっと。
Oh god. Oh no, I can totally imagine. Yeah, that must be very difficult. Oh, I just feel really bad for Takayuki just not being able to admit the fact that he is in a relationship with Mitsuki, not having the courage, just being so overwhelmed by the situation that he's just standing there in silence. There's nothing good to come from it. Oh god, that's the worst when something like that happens, seriously. But Jesus Christ, it's just really the worst outcome. God.
ごめん。一人になりたい。
Oh god. Yeah. She's gonna be properly upset now. Yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, I do wonder what would happen if they tried to comfort her or just say something to reassure her. I don't know, but yeah, fair. I mean, it's so unfair on her. She's had an accident and then it's felt like a few minutes, but in reality it's actually been years. And then this has happened. You can't do that, no. Yeah, that's fully fair enough. Must be very difficult for him this moment here. Oh, I know. To be honest, decision making in a time like this, if I'm going to be honest, I've really felt like this entire story just hinges on the theme of very tricky decisions and complex debates. To be fair, if I'm going to be honest, I kind of see what he means. I mean, obviously he's self-deprecating, but at the same time, it's just... You really just need to make a decision so quickly about whether you will say it or not. I mean, it's the truth after all. Surely you should say it easily, but he just doesn't, and he just freezes rather than being able to act on his decision. But the only thing is, he's surely just stating a fact. But he's so scared about how that fact will affect Haruka.
Takayuki. Haruka のこと考えたら言えないよね。
Oh yeah, that's the worst thing. Yeah, something, a really unexpected outcome, but at the same time, you could just think it's pity. And you could just think it's her sympathy rather than her actual agreement.
あそこで私たちのこと言っちゃったら、はるかはどうなるのかって
Yeah.
考
No,
えちゃ
it's
うと思う
totally
よ。
reasonable.
ねえ、聞いていい？それだけなの？そういう心配だけなの？タイミング見てるだけなの？どうしてちゃんと言ってくれなかったのか、高之の口から
Very,
理
very
由が知りたい。
reasonable why she'd do this, yeah.
それも言えないの？私にタイミングなんか必要ないよね。けど教えてはもらえないの？
Right, this is a really important relationship. Moment. You say nothing here and you could fuck up your entire relationship. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
結局高之は遥のことが好きなんだよね。あんなに好きになって二人でこれからって時に大変なことになって忘れられるわけないよね。高之はこの2年間遥のことに目をつぶっていただけ。心の中の一番大きなものを見て見ぬふりしてただけ。今からでも間に合うよ。病室戻って遥のそばに行ってあげなよ。別れよう。
Damn.
遥に言うより私に言う方が楽でしょ。うんって言うだけだよ。それで全部終わりよ。
Isn't that interesting? Because Mitsuki was finding it so hard to realize whether Takayuki was, in the first place, she was just really with the fear that Haruka was going to be the person that took away the love that Takayuki had for Mitsuki, and she's just totally predicted what would happen. I mean, look at this. This is really quite morbid in a way, just because of the fact that the fact that she can talk almost in kind of like a consoling way to Takayuki about all of this. It's just really, really surprising that she can say this so easily. I mean, she's so emotionally prepared, and what's funny about all of this is, with the breakup, it's as if she is kind of advising him on how to do the breakup, and it just always feels like she's the one who sometimes has the upper hand in the situations of the relationship. Like, for example, look at the housework and duties around the house and her looking after Takayuki. Takayuki being the one who's a lot less dependent and independent, and also a bit more vulnerable. Yet at the same time, it's just really quite surprising that this can happen. But yeah, if I'm going to be honest, I feel like she's had her emotional moments. Definitely not somewhere Takayuki can see, because let's be honest, I mean, Haruka was very, very upset. That will be Hayase when Takayuki can't see her, let's just say that. Yeah, isn't it interesting? Yeah, you can't say why, because you don't know whether they are in a relationship. You can't profess the fact that you're in a relationship because you don't know it. And my god, just belittling yourself like this, how does she do it without, I don't know, just feeling some sense of extreme hurt?
辛いよ。考えるのも辛い。高之がなんで悩んでるか十分すぎるほどわかるし。私がいる限り高之が苦しみ続けるって思えば私も耐えられないよ。
That is actually really interesting that she's thinking about this, and if I'm going to be honest, she feels she's so strong to be able to honestly say this. I can kind of see what she means in a way, because obviously you've got less to feel bad about if you're clearly not in a relationship with Mitsuki, but it just feels like such a shame. If I'm going to be honest, it just really would have been better if they never got into a relationship to begin with, I think. It really would have been if they were just friends. It was always something that was going to happen, let's be honest, but at the same time, it's just really quite sad for her.
邪魔者はさっさと去るから。そしたらとっとと病室引き返してはるかのこと抱きしめてあげて。
God. And just to think about the fact that she degrades herself so much to a person that is in... Just... You're not even somebody, you're just somebody who's in the way, and you say that about yourself. Yeah, I mean, my God, she was trying so hard to be composed. It's only second nature that a facade like that drops after a while, to be honest. Yeah, and you can just really see the theory of her being inferior to Haruka and Takayuki just constantly brushing off her company just to be drawn to Haruka. God damn. That's really brutal. It's just because he doesn't naturally feel it, and that's the most brutal thing. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's going to be a big change, it really will be. Yeah, you're gonna have to live. Oh my God, I know, and this is the worst thing. He's just totally failed to act. He really has. True. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. But at the same time, this is why everything is so complex, because obviously Takayuki and Mitsuki, it has been as if they were in a relationship. They're not in a relationship now, they've broken up. But at the same time, Haruka's just going to be convinced that they are still in a relationship. And they realise, if Haruka is just going to be a replacement for Hayase and she feels that way, then that's just as bad. Yeah, basically, breaking up with Hayase solves nothing. It still makes everything very complex, if you ask me. Oh my God, why is it blue? Oh, it's the sky. Ah, we're seeing the past. Yeah, let's be honest, in the future, somebody like Hayase here, she'd never be that happy, but okay. Let's just mention that. Interesting, another dream of the past. Very painful dream, considering it's you who's being dreamt about. I see that you can only have one precious thing, you can't have many. Never say the words precious thing to a person who likes Toho. That's where my pain comes from. If you know, you know. Oh wow, that's actually really cool. Just hope the dolphin doesn't have any diseases on it or anything. I don't know why. I would never touch an animal in the sea just because I'd be, well, not really an animal, but a creature in the sea, just because I'd be scared of potential diseases. Because I heard about some people touching a seal and then them getting worms or something like that. Just something that would negatively impact their health.
こんな幸せが私に訪れていいのかしら。でも案外硬くてびっくりした。
Oh my god. I can kind of imagine that. Kind of like that. I don't know if you guys heard that well, but kind of like similar to the sound of somebody knocking a door, I'm assuming. Oh, I see. It's this CG. I was not expecting to see this here. Interesting. I find it honestly really quite surprising to think about the fact that it's as if there are so many times where Hayase and Takayuki, even though Haruka, she's always had the theme of being inferior to Haruka. Haruka's always been the main person in Takayuki's life. It's just, obviously, she's been somebody who's had feelings with Takayuki but could never fully... Well, no, I'm sorry, but if she betrayed Haruka and went with Takayuki here, it would have been fine. But at the same time, obviously, Haruka would not be feeling happy, so she wouldn't have done something like that. But still, I mean, yeah, it's painful, honestly. It's just such bad luck. Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
ねえね
fair
え、
enough.
シンジ君にお土産買ってかなきゃね。
Lucky? Oh my god. Yep, somehow doesn't surprise me. Oh, it must have been really quite nice being around her.
ねえねえ、高雪も一緒に見ようよ。これかわいい。
Wow, that's actually quite cool. I wonder if that's what we see just in the bottom left of the CG. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's especially fair if it's what it looks like there. Looks really quite nice. I'd like to own something like that. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Well, to be fair, let's be honest, nearly everything that has dolphins in them, I don't know, like for example a video game, or I don't know, just any art of dolphins, I swear I always see them in light blue rather than grey. It just feels like it's a norm.
ねえ、これ欲しい。
Not the most realistic.
欲しい。欲しい。
Jesus Christ, she is going to totally wreck your wallet if you keep that mindset up. Oh my god, yeah. Don't take my money. Yeah, that sounds like something that you really mean. Then you just say, though I guess you can if you want to. So what's the point of saying, don't take my money?
Yatta! 買ってくれるってよかったね。じゃあ高雪のも買おう。
Yeah, fair enough. I don't use mugs much at all either. I just use glasses, to be honest. Yeah, fair.
ね、高雪はね。あ、これがいいよ。はい。高雪はタコね。
Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's really quite sweet though. I would so love to buy something like that for myself. I'm sorry, but if I saw something like that, even if I didn't use mugs much, I would buy it just because of how cool it seems. I mean, having a mug that has a dolphin on it that probably looks really quite cute and, I don't know, well made as well, I'd hope. Let's hope it's not cheap garbage. But still, if it's high quality, I'd love it. 100%. And he bought the cup for himself. God damn, Hayase stripped him of his wallet.
Nani? 嬉しいよ。
She said, did she say ureshiyo? Because it sounded so odd that it sounded like she said ya rather than yo. Yeah, she said ureshiyo. That's hilarious. Or is that just me?
嬉しいよ。
That is not just me. No, I'm sorry, it genuinely sounds like that, I feel. Wait, what? Okay, I'm just gonna say something that if you know, you know. Last time I saw somebody staring at another person on the train, I was reading Subarashiki Hibi. It was in the middle of a delusion. Oh my god, kill me now. And an H scene, obviously. God, sometimes I need to know when to stop, I think. Subahibi spoiler, but I'm referring to It's My Own Invention Takuji's delusion of Sakuro. Yeah, that's all I need to say. And her funny story. God, sometimes when I read sane stories and sane and normal and humane stories like this, it really makes me realise how fucking deranged Subahibi is. I will never read a story that is as messed up as that story. But it's a really good visual novel if you ask me. It's just very, very messed up. Oh. It's rude to stare at people, shithead! Who's this? Imagine if this is the manager of... Wait, hang on a second, never mind. That kind of sounds like Shinji's... I don't know, it sounds like Shinji in a way. Hello, name I can't remember person. mean, I'm sorry, but out of every conclusion you could get from something like this, I did not expect that. Ah, yes, I'm clinging to somebody, therefore I have a strong relationship. Sorry, I have a strong relation to octopi. Octopi. I know it's correct, it just sounds so awful. Who thought of saying octopi? Just say fucking octopuses, man. It just sounds so much more natural. Or at least to me. I mean, obviously, you have to say octopi because it is correct, but octopuses just sound so much more correct. I can think of one reason, but I don't think it would be that. I.e. people. I.e. it sounding like a funny word. I'll leave that funny word to your imagination. Ganguro. Guro? As in gore? I've got no idea. White? What the fuck? Yeah, fuck that. Ugh. It's disgusting. Not something I'd like at all. I can see what Takayuki's saying now. Oh my god. What the fuck is this? Oh my god, this, I'm gonna vomit. Alright, that's actually quite cool. So, rebellious, it was started up by the rebellious youth who contradicted the traditional Japanese concept of beauty. Pale skin, dark hair, and neutral makeup tones. Tan skin, bleached hair, colourful makeup, and unusual words. I mean, it's creative, but not date somebody who, well, no, obviously looks aren't everything, of course, but I would not be attracted to somebody like that, no way. I can definitely see what Takayuki is saying. Yes. Shinobu. What a name. Yeah, fuck him. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think Takayuki is the girl. Takayuki is the guy who has got the girl with better looks in the end. He's cooler than him. It's not a competition, but let's just say it is for a second, why not? Yeah, I totally agree. God. I see. So maybe he just had that personality trait. Maybe it's something that he can't really help, and it's not really something that, I mean, maybe it's a bit obnoxious, but at the same time, he's clearly got some kindness in him if he wants to talk to Takayuki. Oh. Yeah, so I suppose he was quite nice before they left Hakuryo, but the arsehole part came after.
Takayuki, 誰？
あ my god, this is hilarious. The fact that he has to totally lie just to make everything seem a little bit more convenient. Oh, I hate it. Oh my god, I hate conversations like that so much. Interesting to learn about that, but my god. You were not the only one in the conversation. If you talk to people like this, surely it's just like talking to a brick wall because they can't exactly respond to you. Farewell, good riddance. Oh god, bit of an embarrassing moment now. Interesting that we're seeing this here though. Oh, that's a nightmare. Oh, yeah. Oh, ooh, yeah, that too. That is actually fair. Somebody is a bit of a fucking idiot. Oh my god, is he... Oh, she's not exactly objecting to Takayuki calling her by her first name. Yep, typical.
ちょっとちょっと、もう少し部屋きれいにしなさいよ。
I'm surprised she's come in. Dude, do it yourself. Holy shit. Yes, if you get with Takayuki, this is what you're going to have to do a ton of. Get used to it.
わけわかんないよ。
Bit of an excuse, isn't it? Yeah, that's something you could do, surely.
バカ言ってるんじゃないわよ。それよりお茶飲もう、お茶。
It's hilarious the fact that he's just totally trying to use Mitsuki. Just for a joke, sure, but at the same time he is still trying to do it. You can't deny that. Yeah, being stupid. Oh, nice.
れば見るほど可愛いね、君は。うん。ねえ、これここに置いてってもいいでしょ？やったー、よかったねー。置いてくれるってさ。
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
Eh? そうだね。
That's actually really interesting. It kind of just feels as if she's intruding. She's just butting her way in.
よろしく。
That was the last thing I was expecting.
もうひどいな。でもね、高之も第1号なんだよ。私のことを名前で呼び捨てにしてくれた男の子。お茶入れるね。
Oh god, yep. That's your get out of jail free card when everything gets really quite awkward. Fair enough. Oh, totally. He knows Hayase so well, and initially so much more. So much more than I'd thought she knew. She was known by Takayuki. Impressive, honestly, it really is. And you understand her as well. It doesn't even matter if you're dating, just as people. I'd love to be able to understand somebody this much, I see that. Yeah, that aged well, that last part. Especially considering they have school to get on with and everything's just getting into its climax, really. That's hilarious. The fuck? August the 20th? I swear it was August the 18th last time we read. Oh well. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sweet, so they're still here. Yeah. God. It's because your mind wants to give you as much pain as possible, and it wants to really rub in the fact. It really wants to rub in what you've done, it feels like. Yeah. Fair. Yeah. 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 The fuck? Why is it such a quick day? Oh. God. Yeah, he's clearly not taken to this well. I'm gonna go to bed now, but I'll finish tomorrow. Okay, right, we're back. Just get a bit of context. Oh, and firstly, I've just got to remember the basic controls on my mouse. There we go. Yeah, but anyway, let's just do a little bit of a reread just so that I can get a bit of context before I start reading. That is so funny. I just think it's so ironic that he only called Mitsuki by his first name just so that he can impress the other people with that stuck-up arsehole that was right in front of him, well, right opposite him, and the girl with the really ugly makeup as well. Yeah, I'll see that. Just being happy about knowing somebody just for the sake that you can understand them. Yeah. I do wonder when this happened. I'm assuming that it happened before Takayuki had met Haruka. Well, of course it would have been, but yeah. I just wonder how many months it was ago before Haruka became part of the picture. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, and obviously it's just kind of your brain's way of mocking you in a way. You've just broken up with somebody. Obviously, the last thing you want to think about is them. But at the same time, maybe thinking about how good of a time you had together could, I don't know, it could either inspire him to bring change, or it could make him think that, oh no, I don't know, maybe he's going to want to bring change about, or maybe he's just going to, I don't know, change how he acts. Might be a little bit more depressing just to think about the memories that, especially at a time like this. And that could then lead into a cycle of just not only feeling sad, but blaming yourself, potentially. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Brutal. Yeah. Yeah, it. Yeah, it is quite a shock, just the fact that he kind of has to remind himself of the fact that it's genuinely happened, because he finds it really hard to process it. Yeah. Oh my god, I know. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. It's just kind of like your way of escaping, just doubting whether what was happening was actually real or not. Yeah, fair enough. Well, if I'm going to be honest, I mean, at least say... Oh, I don't know, I find it really odd, because he wanted to say... He thought it was right to say that he was in a relationship with Mitsuki, and he was trying really hard to, if anything. It was just the words genuinely weren't coming out. They refused to. It was as if he didn't truly think that he should have been in a relationship with Mitsuki. So I suppose, even though he has done probably the worst thing possible here, at least he's kind of told Mitsuki the truth. Yeah, it's actually quite hard to tell, I see that. I think it's the worst thing for him, but the right thing for Hayase, because I think just straight up denial is way better than lying, and then lots of false stuff happening after. That is fair, but at the same time it just feels so brutal. I mean, you've had a relationship and you've broken up, and then you just think of something that you would be convenienced by instantly. Yeah. Oh my god, I know. Yeah, that could be a very plausible reason, but I think it's because of him. Yeah. Yeah, it's as if she's been the person that's forced Takayuki to make it so that Haruka's on his side, rather than Mitsuki. Oh, I know, yeah. Yeah. She's actually a lot stronger than you would have thought in situations like these, I think. Yeah. I fully agree, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know. The thing is, I mean, the worst thing about Takayuki is he's a kind person and he obviously cares a lot about both, but at the same time he just can't bring himself to choose which one, and that lack of ability to choose is what ultimately causes demise. Yeah, if I'm going to be honest, it really is hard to believe that he is selfish, but when you think about it, it makes sense. I mean, just look at... I mean, if anything, everything he's doing for Haruka, he does it because of the fact that he feels guilty for her and he wants to do everything for her, but he wants to do everything for her because if he didn't, he couldn't live with himself. So, and obviously abandoning people that are right next to you that you should be giving more attention to, i.e. Mitsuki, that is selfish. No, he's just totally losing everything. Yeah, it's just one of those moments where you just have no confidence in anything. You just totally lose hope in everything you stand for. Oh god, be careful. Yeah, it's very hard to tell. Oh shit, what's this? Where's the beep? There's no beep. Alright. Yeah, no, I see that. And that's the really tricky thing when you feel upset. You just feel like everything's about you. Everything's about you combating your emotions, and it's kind of hard to get that balance between you combating your emotions and everything around you, really. God. Oh god. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if it was any outcome, to be honest. Yeah, no, I see that. I mean, you've got to maintain your connection, even if you don't feel like talking. Sometimes if you don't want to talk to somebody, you try talking to them and then things are made a little better as well. And I think he knows about the breakup, maybe. I don't know what he's trying to call for, but knowing him, it will probably to give Takayuki some advice, because he is a good person, let's be honest here. Yeah, that really sucks. Well, yeah, because he just genuinely didn't want to talk to them. It's good that he's realising this now, to be honest, because, like Shinji said, he should not return to how he was 3 years ago. Yeah. God, that's sad. Yeah, exactly. That's really weird, because Shinji has called Takayuki and yet at the same time he's calling back and he's not answering. Or it could either be something really, really morbid, or it could just be the fact that, don't know, he's left his phone somewhere, he's getting on with something else. Heck, maybe he's having a shower? I don't know, it could be anything. Oh god, even though this is 2001 and yet at the same time it really feels like a reflection of modern day society. It never changes. Even though technology changes so much, things like that, they never change. That's weird. Why is he not answering his phone? It could have died, maybe? But at the same time, why would somebody like Shinji... I'm sorry, but Shinji is too intelligent to call somebody while his phone is very, very nearly dead. It's not really convincing. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. That's the most tricky thing, and it's interesting that even though he has a connection that he could possibly deepen with Haruka and Akane, he still feels as if he's alone. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, we skipped the 21st. Oh god, we're at work again. Mayu's dropped something. Oh, that was not what I was expecting. Yeah, so it's the 25th today. I wonder if we're ever going to be able to catch up. Reading the 25th of August in Kimi ga Nozomu Eien on the 25th of August. That's really annoying, my god. The plates, more than one as well. Yeah, if I'm going to be honest, I feel like this is just a reflection of how he is finding life very difficult at the moment, and it's making him drop his performance in what he would normally do. Well, if somebody's a dumbass, then surely it's impossible for them not to do things that a dumbass would do. Yeah, my god, no, I can see that. What is Ayu wanting from us? Shit. What are these insults? Seriously? Oh my god. So even though he's obviously not in the midst of everything and he's finding it difficult, can I just mention, has Shinji actually picked up the phone or not? But anyway, more importantly, Daikuji, yeah, because Daikuji's definitely more important. Yeah, 100%. No, but the funny thing about all of this is, even though he's a bit down, obviously, because of everything that's happened, he's still annoying her. Don't blame him, to be honest. Must be quite fun. But surely there's a limit to how much you can have fun in the workplace. But genuinely, I mean, there should be a balance between fun and productivity. They have, I mean, well, not really fun, but Daikuji getting pissed off. They're so unproductive that it's genuinely funny. Yeah, God, I mean, it's really tricky, this. It really is. Yeah, he's really just finding it. I mean, what the worst thing is, you can't even tell whether you've done the right thing, and yeah, just everything with him finding it really difficult to actually accept it as well. And it is interesting to think about Mitsuki's. I think she partly did it for herself and Takayuki. They both benefit if they didn't have a relationship with each other, to be honest, which is brutal, and it wouldn't have been the case if it wasn't for Haruka, but still. What the fuck? Let me guess, this is just a guess. He didn't even listen. Oh my god. I wonder if she knows about the breakup, but I don't see how she was. I think she's just guessing. And it's concerningly correct if it is a guess. Wow. Yeah, just blame her. I'm assuming he's probably taking plates from a table and then he's dropped an absolute ton of them. Oh god, that's a nightmare. Is that even safe to do? Surely you can just have some sort of dustpan and brush you can clean everything into? Yes. Oh yeah, quite literally a bloody mess. Yeah. Oh god. I'm assuming that's what he's referring to, the dad joke. That's yeah, of course. Why would she ever do anything that could, oh, I don't know, boost productivity in the workplace? I mean, it's almost as if she's getting paid for this. Like, seriously, I mean, how can you be so... I get that it's Takayuki, but still, I mean, it's just funny how unproductive they are, to be honest. What? So, him saying never mind is now something for her to get mad about? This girl makes no sense.
女に振られて撃沈された男の末路を観察してんのよ。誠か
Yeah, he's just conveniently saying nothing. He's surprisingly unaffected by this. I mean, I feel like if it was any other person, they would have totally snapped at... Well, I mean, not Tamano, but definitely Daikuji.
Yoi! で、どちらがお好みで？では、私が放棄で、先輩がちりとりということで。
Say that again. Daikuji actually helping? What? How? Yep, totally reasonable. I mean, maybe she'd do it if it was for Mayu, but still, unlikely as hell. Oh, right, okay. So there's a choice here. I'm surprised that something like this could make a difference whatsoever, but okay. Dude, I don't fucking care if a ad blocker has been updated. Right, anyway, here we go. So, the choice is grab the first aid kit. And I will just check it is. It is. God, she's so cheesy. yeah, I can totally see that. I would hate to work with somebody like Daikuji so much. I think I'd probably leave a job if it was for somebody like her. Well, where I work, somebody like... Well, I mean, Daikuji is productive. It's just the fact that she's with Takayuki, so that means she's not. But surely that's a big flaw. No matter who you're working with, you should try to be productive, surely?
Ani yo. まったく。大きとちりとりぐらい自分で持ってきなさいよね。
To be fair, she does actually have a good point. I was thinking that these remains of plates aren't safe to leave by themselves, and if Daiguji ran off, then obviously that would be a hazard and he could have his... Well, maybe his job could be at stake because of it, but at the same time, I mean... If she just stays there, then where's the issue? But are you really going to trust somebody like her to stay there? Probably. I am actually looking forward to seeing more of her character. But yeah, I do wonder what her character is genuinely going to be like. I wonder. There's definitely more to her character. Sometimes she does kind things, very, very rarely. Like for example, when she agreed to take Takayuki's shift when everything was quite difficult for him. That one time. Yeah, and she was just totally trying to disguise her act of kindness through lots of really mean comments. I think she may have it in her. Daiguchi is actually going to be, if I'm going to be honest, I think Daiguchi and Tamano, they're going to be really quite interesting characters to learn about in their roots. So he was just doing all of this as a means of getting rid of Daiguchi. But he does genuinely have a cut, so he needs to get some sort of first aid on it. Fair enough. I mean, I suppose if you're going to make somebody who is in a potential vulnerable position physically better, do it with style. The fuck? How are you real? If I'm going to be honest, that was genuinely the last thing I was expecting. Growl. You really just said that. Oh my god, what happened? Oh my god. The thing is though, I mean, it's not as if you've punched somebody in the face. You've used a broom to actually get that to somebody's face in a fast amount of time. That must have been very, very heavy. Jesus Christ. Bitch fit. What a word. Well, I suppose the opportunity has arisen. I mean, obviously she means physically rather than mentally, but still. That's the first thing he can think of. Okay, not what I was expecting. Well, I think this time when he's going to catch Tamano, it's not going to be for a very bad circumstance, i.e. it's not going to be because he is skipping a day off work.
ひどいです。さっきからずっと呼んでたのですが。
What?
よよよよよ。
Yeah, fair enough. I wasn't either, to be honest. And they live in a reasonably similar place too. Yeah. God. Gotta love societal equality. To be fair, you could actually pass that off as something that has a lack of equality. And if you wanted equality, you'd need to cut the amount of... Well, no, I suppose you'd make the girls get changed 10 minutes before the shift ended, maybe? So that they could still get all of their hours in. But at the same time, then there'd be inequality in the sense that the girls are just getting changed for the last 10 minutes of their shift while the men have to work. No matter what you do, there is always disparity.
なんだか今日は高雪さんの元気がありませんでしたので。
She's really nice to actually follow Takayuki and come out of work, ditch all of her plans for after, as assuming she had any, just so that she can ask what is going on with him. I mean, and obviously without any romantic interest, she's just doing this because she's a kind person. That's really nice of her, genuinely.
先輩は彼女さんに振られたからって。
I wonder how she knows.
そのなんと言いますか。いいえ、めっそうもござりませぬ。
I know, yeah, that must be quite a shame. And she is really innocent. I mean, I don't really get what's going on in Daikuji's head, but she just seems like she has a really good nature to her.
それより怪我は大丈夫ですか？
Oh my god. Yeah. You could do any wording that is not that and I would be more happy. Oh my god. It's just when you hear that phrase, it's often for a very different context.
毎日怪我したらそのうち死んでしまいますよ。
God, that'd be the worst.
でも人ってすごく簡単に死んじゃうんですよ。
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what her thinking behind it is.
ああ、今のは忘れてくださいませ。
Ah. I know, I think he just needs to... I don't know, it's a bit tricky. Just maybe thank her for worrying about him and just try to reassure her. Yeah, honesty as well, that's a good tactic. Oh no, I know. Yeah, I just find it interesting that he's saying something and yet at the same time he just has so little confidence in what genuinely happened. He just doesn't have the bravery to admit what has happened. But I mean, let's be honest, I'm sorry, but I get that Mayu's really persuaded, she's worrying about Takayuki, but that doesn't necessarily give him the right to tell her. No, sorry, the obligation to tell her his entire life story. So, yeah, fair enough.
Yui! はい、本当はいませんけど、もしもですね。
God, so he's properly trying to make it so that Tano can picture his situation. I wonder what she's going to say. Yeah.
いい人ですね。
She is.
誠か？
Yep.
なんと。
I just think it's so funny how much she's reacting. I just think her sprite where she looks shocked, it's hilarious. It just looks so... It looks so cheesy, that's why it's funny.
どうしましょう。それ、クイズですか？
Yes. I mean, we really need to hope that she hasn't told... Well, she hasn't had the intention to tell any of this to Daikuji as well. But I hope... I'm sorry, but look at what she's done with the whole being worried about Takayuki, so going out of her way to catch up to him. I don't think she'd be the type to break a promise of keeping something secret.
でも、私だったら。そうですね。
Interesting.
きっと目を覚ました人のところに行くような気がします。きっと私はその人のこと好きなんですよ。そのままじゃ慰めてくれた人がかわいそうです。
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, this is going to change Takayuki's thought process, I think. But I see that, if I'm going to be honest, I don't agree. I think no matter what happens, it's not fair to the person who comforted you. If anything, I think, if anything, it's not fair to... it's not fair to... Well, I mean, I'm sorry, but you have a relationship with somebody who has comforted you. So, you have made a commitment, even though you have had a past relationship. Well, to be fair, you've had a past relationship, but at the same time, because of the accident, you've never really had the opportunity to break it off. So it kind of... If that person wakes up, it's kind of, in a weird way, as if it's continuing. So you kind of have two relationships that you're going on at once. I mean, that person has comforted you because of the fact that you were grieving over the love of someone else. But at the same time, if you have a relationship with them and you make the decision of saying yes for the relationship, then I think it's entirely your fault if you then break it off, because you should have had the restraint to not accept the relationship. But at the same time, then there's the tricky argument of these people are emotional as hell, of course they are going to accept the relationship. So then that just kind of complicates everything, because it just makes it feel like it's Takayuki's fault and he was being totally unfair to Hayase. They should have never got in a relationship, if you ask me. Which feels like a real shame, but there would have been a lot less pain if that had happened. But at the same time, if they hadn't have got into a relationship, Takayuki probably wouldn't even be alive right now, to be honest.
慰めてくれた人は寝たきりになった人と似ているか正反対の人だと思います。
The opposite, yeah. They're still both very kind.
その人と比べてるからです。ほら、ペット飼う時もそんな感じじゃないですか？私だけでしょうか。前に飼ってた猫さんと似てるとか、正反対の猫さんとか、そうやって好きになっちゃうんですよね。でもそれって新しい猫さんがかわいそうですよね。だから猫さんは好きですけど、もう飼うのをやめたんです。いつの間にか猫さんの話になってましたね。
She's really sweet, but yeah, what she is saying is going to be very resonant for Takayuki. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, so I suppose. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I see that. It's not fair to... And yeah, I kind of see that. I mean, you just view the new cat... No, the view of the new cat is really characterised by the view of your old cat. So you rather use the old cat to influence your view of the new cat, and you don't view the new cat as an individual cat. So it's not fair to that said cat, I think. Well, he's kind of disguising his situation a lot, but God, you can tell it's bad when grown adult is asking somebody who's probably around 14 or 15 for advice. But at the same time, I mean, her take is very valid, and it's valuable as well for him. It's going to make him think a lot. Just another perspective in a situation like this. It doesn't matter who it's from, as long as they're a nice person and they're reasonable.
それは大変ですね。謝りますよ。でもそういうの
Yeah, fair.
嫌じゃないですか？ちゃんとお別れしないと。
Well, it's perfectly reasonable. But at the same time, I mean, whether that can actually happen or not is another question. But if you use that to, I mean, could you actually do something with that information?
あの
It doesn't matter that she's a kid.
私
What she's saying is really
ま
quite
た何か
important.
しでかしてしまいましたか？怖い顔してますけど。そうですか。私では大してお役に立てませんが、元気出してください。
That's really nice, yeah.
本当ですか？それは良かったです。
It's really funny how she says, Desu. Yeah. Yeah, I totally see that. Because, let's be honest, he has been having extreme amounts of stress for a very high period of time in his life. He doesn't want any more, because maybe soon he wouldn't be able to take it. And then you'd not only have Mitsuki hurt, but you'd have everybody around you hurt, and particularly Haruka, who, let's be honest, all of this stress originates from. I mean, I know that it's not her fault, but if it wasn't for her, none of this stress would be here, so yeah.
そうですよ。
Yeah, I think it's really nice that she's been able to think that. She's been able to make him
そ
think
れ
that.
は困ります。
And that's the first thing you worry about? Oh, I missed this. But yeah, that's totally true.
本当ですか？はい。
Oh, nice one. Right.
高雪さんも。ごきげんよう。
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah. I can totally see that. Yeah, I see that. I know, I wonder if he called him. What the fuck? Huh? Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I totally misinterpreted this. When it said the number is not available, I thought maybe it could have implied that he's changed numbers. Oh, right, I totally misinterpreted that. Oh, God, he's... Yeah, if I'm going to be honest, I just feel it's really sad that with Haruka, everything that is going on, it just feels like it's becoming more and more of a stressful occasion. It just feels like it's something he has to do. It's just soullessly having to do it. He's not even doing it for any particular reason. He's just doing it because he feels he must as a human being and as somebody who cares about Haruka. Yeah, and it's just such a risk because every time you come here, there's just such a possibility of your feelings being totally ruined. Reasonable, yeah. Oh my god, I know. I do find it really odd that Shinji's not answering the phone. But if I'm going to be honest, I feel like what happened is Hayase has called Shinji or just talked to him. And obviously they've talked about the breakup. And then I feel like Shinji... He's probably felt as if Takayuki has gone to how he was 3 years ago, and as a result of that he's lost respect for him and he's not answering the phone. But if I'm going to be honest, I mean, I get that he's lost respect, but... Well, no, it's perfectly reasonable. He's done his advice, he's tried to help him, but he wasn't listening whatsoever, so... In the end, he's just ditched him. I wonder if that's going to happen. I hope not. But if I'm going to be honest, the fact that he's not answering the phone... But I'm sorry, but if he's not answering the phone, why would he call anyway? It doesn't make sense. Yeah? Yet you still come back. I do find it really interesting, the debate about whether... About the fact that the love he had with Mitsuki, the only reason it could exist was because of the fact that Haruka was there. I suppose there's just that. It is interesting about him comparing Mitsuki to Haruka though. Especially when we thought that after everything had gone wrong with Haruka, they'd moved on with their lives. And if anything, when Takayuki unintentionally remembered something about Haruka, he would become really quite scarred, and yeah, it's just quite surprising that it's the case that sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. Is he going to see Mitsuki, or is he just going to continue to run away? Who knows? Like, I just kind of feel like he compares Mitsuki... He feels like he compares Mitsuki to Haruka just because of the fact that he's upset at the moment. I mean, when they ran away, for example, were they thinking of Haruka? I mean, obviously Takayuki wasn't, because it would hurt him to think about her. They were living a genuine life together. I think he's only thinking he's comparing her to Haruka just because of the fact that that would be the most easy way out. I don't know if that's how he genuinely feels. Oh my god, I know. It's just you're tied between so many dilemmas. It's hard to really put your feelings strong. Yeah, that's totally reasonable. And yet he's still going in, even despite this uncertainty. Well, we'll see what Haruka has to say, I suppose. I wonder what's going to happen. Right, here we go. What's going to happen here? I wonder if he'll say.
ねえ、そんなとこに にいないで。
Yeah. I can totally see why, especially just because of how many things have happened as a result of him not being able to correctly handle situations that have kind of been caused by her. I mean, obviously it's not her intention, but if it wasn't for her asking that question, would they have broken up? But at the same time, would they be living a relationship where they didn't genuinely love each other? Yes. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I see that, and not to keep running away and to actually confront the situation. He wants to be here because of because he's lonely. He has no other idea of somewhere else he can be. If anything, this was what they were originally meant to do. They were originally meant to have this relationship, so yeah, is he going to take the opportunity, or what's he going to do? Yeah, exactly. There's such a dependence.
すごく困った顔してる。この間のこと気にしてるの？
She's figured out, yeah.
そんなの全然なのに。
But he's just broken up with Hayase. What do you mean?
ね、そのうすうすそうじゃないかなって思ってたの。
I thought she could have implied that they were in a relationship and that it had been separated recently. No, she doesn't realise.
美月にね、高之くんの話をすると様子が急におかしくなったりしてて、それでごめん。私もね、覚悟はしてたの。それでね、もしそうでも追い返しちゃうつもりなんか本当はなくて。
Yeah, and she will... Well, it's not the case that she's going to completely deny Takayuki's existence, but at the same time, she's going to let him just be there as a friend. He doesn't necessarily want a relationship with Haruka, it's just because of the fact that he doesn't know what to do. They don't have to get into a relationship, but the thing is, obviously, you don't want to... This is the worst time to ask her to be in a relationship, can I just mention, because think of how expendable he would treat her. Ah, yes, my life with Mitsuki has gone wrong. Yeah, let's just go back to you then. Oh god. This could either be really good or really bad.
迷惑かもしれないけどね。もし高之くんが美月と付き合ってても、それでも
That's good.
私とは友達でいてほしいなって。
I think it's really nice that she's forgiven Takayuki.
Hontou wa それを言いたかったの。でも頭の中がぐるぐる回っててよくわかんなくなっちゃって。
Yeah, let's be honest, the more you put this off, the more awkward it's going to get. Just say it, man.
二度と会えないかと思ってた。
Yeah, I see that. She wants Takayuki to have the best life he can. It doesn't even
い
matter.
きなり3年も経ってて、やっぱり怖いんだ。誰を頼っていいのか全然わかんなくって。
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's the worst thing. I see that. I mean, you just totally feel as if you've been left behind, and you're feeling like you're unable to keep up with the flow of life, really. I mean, well, you've just totally been swept up. But no, luckily, that's not the case.
よかった。Takayuki君も美月ももう来てくれ
They're
ない。
never going to be coming here again
本
together,
当
I
にそう
think.
思ってたから。いつでも来ていいよ。来てほしいです。
Yeah, you can. There really is an indication that Haruka still has feelings for Takayuki. But at the same time, if he broke up with Mitsuki just to go with Haruka, well, just so that he can go with Haruka again, would she respect that? No. He hasn't broken up with Mitsuki just for Haruka, though. There's so many factors. And I don't necessarily believe that he has bad feelings towards Mitsuki at all. It's just he can't balance living with her and seeing Haruka, and it's too much of a burden on him.
でもね、美月に怒られちゃうから、あんまり来すぎちゃダメだよ。
Yeah, if you said that 3 weeks ago, that would have been very nice. It really would have been. But at the same time, obviously, 3 years ago, she was a lot more... Well, she'd been degraded a lot back then, so obviously I suppose she didn't really have that concept. And, oh, I don't know, maybe she didn't know that they were in a relationship. That could help too. Oh, yeah, that's fair, yeah.
私だったらきっといい顔しないと思うし。
Yeah.
そうだね。でも美月見かけ通り怒ると怖いでしょ。
To be fair, I wouldn't necessarily think she's very scary, but she's still not somebody you want to make upset. You don't want to make anybody upset, but I don't know, just particularly her, because you've known her for so long and you're in a relationship and stuff like that. Oh, I see, so Takayuki agrees. If I'm going to be honest, I feel like in the breakup, if she was scary when she was mad, I thought there would have been a lot of shouting and a very unpleasant situation, but no.
だからね。
Oh, God. I mean, she's so honest, but at the same time, just the amount of distance in this, that's what's painful. That is really what is painful. Fuck. Oh my God, I know. If only you said this. Oh God, I know. Yeah. It's just the worst. No, of course she didn't. She would want to be with Takayuki no matter what happened. But now it's just going to be more and more awkward. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But is that because you love Haruka? Or is it because of the fact that you want to run away and you want to take the easy route? I'm going to get that Takayuki's having a lot of conflict at the moment, but you have upset somebody greatly. You should at least try to make their... Well, just make it so that, like Tamano said, if anything, just make it so that it's... I mean, sure, it's going to end on a slam door, but it could end a little bit less severely, maybe? Just try and make it so that somebody doesn't feel completely shit. Obviously, it's a gamble, it could be very bad, but still! Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, so it's the next day now. The days are getting really short compared to beforehand. Oh. Ah.
大丈夫？
Oh god, is she okay?
はい、なんとか。
She's not in her bed, and yet at the same time she's on her bed. Unusual. I wonder what's happening. Yeah, but I do find this debate quite significant, actually. God, what an awful time to break up, though, seriously. I mean, let's be honest, any time's awful to break up, but particularly this time is bad. That's my point. No, she's doing her best for them, which is really, really pleasant. Yeah, you could just... That is another thing that could kind of reinforce the idea of it being an easy way out. But the only thing is, I mean, let's be honest, Takayuki had so many feelings for Haruka, and he's totally ruined his life, his connections, his friends, and his future as well. He could have got into Hakuryo, but no, he didn't. He's just working a shitty hospitality job instead. But, yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, with feelings so strong that they can do things like that to you, it really does make sense that it's kind of as if Haruka's feelings are just second nature, and nobody can ever have feelings that are more than Haruka's. I suppose you don't need to know. You don't need to know why, you just need to embrace it because of the fact that it is something good in your life. That's interesting, but that's kind of the running away part, surely. Yeah, I suppose the limitations of seeing Haruka, they are all gone, but at the same time, as a price to pay, now you have got lots of very, very tricky situations, and obviously, well, to be fair, he doesn't really feel much guilt, he just feels a lack of idea of what to do, and he just feels a drive to really sort himself out, to be honest, and sort his feelings out. They are the most complicated in times like these, and understandably so. If they weren't, I'd be worried.
右足もう少し持ち上げてあげて。
Jesus, has she fallen out of bed or something?
はーい。
What?
高之くん。
あら、こんにちは。
どうも。
Are you gonna call him Kadeshi?
鈴宮さん、いい時間に戻ってこれたわね。
Oh my god, that's so subtle. There's no way they are not trying to tell us something there. No way. I'm sorry, but every single time we have seen Hoshino, she has called us Kadeshi. Seriously.
今日からね、
Takayuki,
これを使ってね。
you've got to be fucking serious. Is she deformed for life? But the only thing is, I mean, it does kind of make sense that it would be difficult for the first few times because I suppose she hasn't been moving for ages, and also her brain must find it very hard to cope, really, because, I mean, I'm sorry, but you've been sleeping and you've been in the same position for, well, in similar positions for 3 years, and then you need to suddenly move around. It's just, does it have the environment to focus? But at the same time, she can move her hands, so surely she'll be able to move her body in a bit of time. But why?
そう。体のリハビリもそうだけど、せめて病棟内だけでも
It could be the
ある
muscles
程
as
度自由
well.
に移動できないと。知識のリハビリがね。
Fair.
私、記憶だけは3年前だから。
ある程度その辺も解決してからじゃないと退院も何もできないから。
Yeah, fair.
ああ、鈴宮さんにも一応お願いしてるんだけどね。君にも言っておかなくちゃ。思い出してね。ここは本来重病の人が入る棟だってこと。だからあんまり元気になったからといってはしゃがないように。
That is fair, but the fact that she can actually say that, that's a very good sign.
一般病棟がね、今全部埋まってるのよ。
God. That's really quite surprising. So Haruka isn't necessarily somebody you consider now to be seriously ill, because she's getting very, very... Well, she's improving very much, but at the same time, she has to take a bed that a seriously ill patient could take, just because of the fact that there are no remaining beds in the main room. That's really morbid. God damn.
先生、全部終わりました。
そう、ご苦労様。
え？
彼女はこの病院にはもういないわよ。
Really?
そんなところ、可愛い看護婦が一人減って残念でしょ。
This just sounds unnecessarily morbid. What? Why is she quit? You gonna... Well, I mean, to be fair, why somebody has quit, it's not any of his business, but... It's just a bit odd. Why did Hoshino's expression darken? Oh god.
彼氏にも教えといた方がいいんじゃないですかこれ。
ああ、そうね。簡単に説明するわね。
Yet another little subtle reference. Her boyfriend. Her boyfriend. Rather than Hayase's boyfriend. I don't know if this has relation, but I literally had to... I hate that I know this, but... Is there something very morbid that has gone on? Because I had to install a patch that made it so that Amakawa's route had H scenes in. Yeah. A bit unsettled now. And why her out of everybody? For H scenes. What about Homuda as well? What's going on with her? Or is she just not here at the moment? Well, no. Homuda isn't part of the special team that operates here.
「なんといっても一番の問題は鈴宮さんをこれに乗せること。いくら鈴宮さんが軽いと言っても全体重がかかってくるからね。
God.
「本当は2人ぐらいいた方が安全だから
That was hilarious.
妹さんたちと力を合わせるか私たちを呼んでほしいけど」基本は背負うか抱きかかえるかね。
I think carrying sounds way safer.
お姫様抱っこってやつよ。一度はやってみたいでしょ。鈴宮さんはやってほしいってさ。ちょっと星野さん、ひどい秘密だったのに。
まあ彼女はまだちゃんと足が動かないからその辺はうまくやってあげてちょうだい。あとはそうね。
That's rough.
後ろから優しく押してあげれば勝手に動き出すから。
Yeah, so basically don't push Haruka like you would with a shopping trolley. Oh my god, I hate myself that I made that joke. It's always fun to run really at really fast speeds with a shopping trolley, just see what happens. Obviously if there's nobody in the way. Yeah, you don't want to make her have another 3 years in the hospital, Jesus Christ.
で、このレバーを引くとブレーキね。あとはそうね。例えば段差を越えるときにこの後ろのこのバーを足で踏むと前輪が持ち上がるから。
That's really cool.
必要ないとは思うけど、砂利道なんかを進むときもそうするのよ。
That's just basic physics. Oh yeah, that's fair.
.それと坂を下るときは後ろ向きになること。もしも屋上に行ったりすることがあれば、普通はエレベーターだけどスロープもあるから覚えておいて。で、一通り説明は終わったけど、最後に重大な説明。調子に乗ってあちこち出歩かないこと。それじゃ鈴宮さん、この3年間を頑張って取り戻しましょう。
That's nice, yeah.
心配なのはわかるけど、あなたを支えてくれる人を信じなさいね。
If he uses their advice to his advantage and he takes properly careful consideration, sure, she'll be fine, but obviously he's got to be very careful, because if he doesn't, then he could be putting her in danger.
はい。ごめんね、高之くん。大丈夫。私、高之くんのお世話にはならないからね。え？それは忘れようよ。
To be fair, he's being an idiot. I mean, what did they just say? It's safer with 2 people or a family member, or... No, sorry, 2 people or a doctor? Well, if he can't follow that, is he going to be able to follow anything else? I hope so!
だって私重いし。恥ずかしいし。
Yeah, just a bit embarrassing. Yeah, I can totally see that.
美月に悪いし。
When are you gonna tell her?
高之くんは美月の彼で、私はお友達なんだから。
If I'm gonna be honest,
そういうのは誤解されちゃうよ。
I'm being serious. If I was in this situation, I'd just muster the courage up and say it now. She does really believe that. Yes. Oh shit, there's a choice. We're doing Haruka's ending, so I wouldn't be surprised if tell her is the choice. Yeah, tell her. Good. I don't want to not tell her. I'm just interested in her reaction and what's going to happen because, let's be honest, shit's going to be real. It really will be. Oh my god. Things are really going to change now. I'm excited. Agreed. You continue what you were saying. Nobody came in. To be honest, I just say that because I think that's something Akane would like to hear as well. Actually, no, I take that back. He has a relationship. You drop your relationship for Haruka. Isn't that a bit selfish? And you're unable... but at the same... I don't know. I think she could either really accept it or look down on it. It's hard to tell.
これでよかったかな。
That's nice.
ありがとう。先生がね、いいよって言ってくれたの。
That's really cool. Especially considering it's summer.
なるみさんもどうぞ。
And this is the true Akane. It's not like she's putting up a front. She genuinely respects Takayuki, which I think is very... It's just pleasant, honestly. Oh my god, she actually... Hang on a second, that was probably for herself. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
私は別に。ちょっと。
You could make it a little less unpleasant.
Takayuki-kun?
Yeah, oh yeah, totally. In the description, what is Akane doing? Sitting down. What is she doing in the picture? Standing up. This does not make sense. Yeah, fair enough, but it seems like the ice. Oh, the ice is kind of subsiding, which is nice. I mean, they need it. They need interaction. They need to have good terms with each other. Oh yeah, totally. And he's doing all of this, if anything, he's kind of sacrificing everything that he would want to tell Haruka just for them to be able to get quality time together. You're gonna spy on them? Oh shit, this is awkward.
姉さん、高之くん、きっと気を使ってくれたんだよ。せっかくだから 食べよ。うん。でもねえ、なるみさん、バレてます。
I think that's really sweet, the fact that they totally realised his intention.
いいえ。じゃあ。
God, that would have been such a good opportunity to... Why are the days passing by so quickly? I'm genuinely surprised. Ah.
あ、こんにちは。
Isn't it funny to think about the fact that Homida... Wait, I've just got to check something. Yeah. So, Homida is just a person. He's just a random person who was working at the hospital. I mean, obviously Takayuki doesn't know who she is. She does. But I just think it's really quite funny to think about the fact that, she keeps on saying hello to him. I mean, obviously, of course she would, but it must be so odd for Takayuki.
裏の海岸ですよ。あの海岸の一部は病院の私有地なんです。行かれたことなかったんですか？
That's really surprising. A hospital right next to a beach.
そうですか。鈴宮さんがもう少し動けるようになったら連れて行ってあげると喜ぶと思いますよ。
And yet she still knows about what's going on with his case. Fair.
そうですね。担当の先生には断らないと。あ、すいません。それじゃあ。
I think so too. Oh, I don't know. I mean, obviously she wouldn't be able to swim in the water, but just to be able to experience the new sights that she hasn't been able to see for so long. She's been confined to this hospital ward for such a unsettlingly long period of time, so it would be really beneficial for her. That's nice. When are they going to be talking about Mitsuki, by the way? It's really funny to think about the fact that there is no mention of the fact that they have broken up. And Takayuki's totally forgotten about this because of the fact that he's caught up with Homida, and there's been a little bit of well, I suppose there's been a little bit of sidetracking for the conversation. I wonder when it's going to be told to her. It's really cool that. Yeah, that's awful. I mean, she did know, but it took her a little bit of time to think about it.
Ask them. 外に出てもいいなんて言われてないし、
Well, I mean, yeah, but you still need to ask their permission, because you might get banned from coming here if you do something as big as that. Or at least you'll have a severe amount of reduced trust. Oh, there we go. Total shift of conversation. Oh my god, that's hilarious how everything changed.
そう、美月に知られたら高之くん絶対怒られるよ。高之くん聞いてる？ちょっと。
You are really not doing the right thing, man. Oh my god. There she is.
恥ずかしいよ。重くない？
Yeah. She's definitely not heavy. Oh my god, that was so funny when Hoshino just totally gave Takayuki a reality check. You do not ask a woman about her weight. That's just a societal thing, it seems. I don't really know much about it. I don't know why that's so embarrassing, but oh well.
でも。
Oh, she needs to see some fresh air. Some fresh air and sights, and just have the experience.
少し。
No, it must be so nice for her. Yeah, Mitsuki will get mad, isn't that funny? But you just totally take advantage of the fact that it's embarrassing, so her feelings are obviously going to be really quite sidetracked, and she forgets about it. Of course Mitsuki's going to be mad. I mean, you've just broken up with her, and then you're going and doing things with Haruka that you've never done before. That are obviously things that a pair of lovers would do. Yeah, of course she would feel mad, even if she wasn't in a relationship with Takayuki, which obviously she isn't. She would still get mad. She'd get mad in any outcome. God, he cares so much about her. True. Well, I hope we get a CG. Yeah, good. He remembered. God, yeah, we're seeing it. What does it look like? Oh wow, that's really cool. Okay, I mean, I get that this background exists, but Jesus Christ, it feels like I'm reading a Mineko again. If I'm gonna be honest, it actually really reminds me of it. Let me just show you what the Umineko beach looks like that we see. Right, there's gonna be a little Umineko spoiler, but yeah. It just really reminds me of it. When was this done? April 2024, Jesus Christ. But yeah, it reminds me of it. It's obviously very different with respect to the hospital being there, but still. That must be very refreshing, especially in a nice summer. Nice. Especially in a warm summer day as well. That is fair. He didn't know about it, to be fair. Oh. Oh, right. And you're telling me that there are no sea defences at all, even though there's not much height between the hospital and obviously the sea here. I mean, surely this hospital is very vulnerable to sea level rise? Bit of an odd place to put a hospital, to be honest, but okay. I can understand why they would do it, but at the same time it's just a weird decision. Yeah, fair enough. Oh yeah, that must be very refreshing to see. Agreed. Oh yeah, you've come at the best time, wow. Yeah, fair enough. Takayuki, be realistic. Also, waves! They potentially make her fall? Or they get in a wheelchair? Or they just... I don't know. I don't actually think much would happen if they were weak waves that had attacked her wheelchair, but it's still not a risk you want to take. I mean, best case scenario, the wheels are a bit wet. Worst case scenario, Haruka falls and you have got a lot of explaining to do. A lot!
いいよ。でもそういうんじゃないんだけど。
You gonna be a little bit less insistent, please? I wonder why she's apologising. Oh wow.
こんなところにもいるんだね。そうかもね。
The sea might take them, surely? Damn, they really are at the edge. Oh, totally reasonable. It's just sad that the situation is so abnormal that you actually have to do something like this. Reasonable. Yeah. You're doing something so nice, but at the same time, because of the fact that you are doing this with everything you can and it's not something that comes naturally, it's unfortunate and upsetting. I can fully see what he's saying though. Yeah. Yeah.
Takayuki くん、危ないよ。
Oh god.
ああ、大丈夫？ね、下ろして。
No. You can't do that.
高之くんも疲れたでしょ。少し座
Well,
ら
you
ない？
can't do it here, but you need to obviously walk back to the wheelchair to do it. Oh, what a sweet CG, yeah. God, it's an interesting choice that Takayuki is actually facing, just how much of his life is actually chosen by himself, but I can totally see that. I mean, look at Hakuryou, for example. He was going to work hard, he was going to do so much. Did he have any ambition in his life? No. He was just doing it for Haruka's sake, just so that he could be with her. It was a choice. It was a life commitment that was entirely influenced just because of her. And I suppose it does kind of make sense, because in this entire story you've had the time where he needs to make a decision. He's been unable to make the right one. Well, he's been unable to make the right one, but what the right one is actually it's up for a really big moral debate. But yeah, I mean, it's just very, very hard with something like this. But yeah, he's needed to make his own choice, and he's just let his emotions drive him. He's found it hard to think about. He's let his emotions and instinct drive him. I do see what he's saying. He could have done something else with his life, but this is the thing. Could he ever have forgiven himself if he did something else with his life? And then that's where I get the impression that the answer is no. You did, but you were bound by your emotions. Yeah, it's always... If I'm going to be honest, I feel like being with Mitsuki would make things a lot more complicated. It just feels like he really... Even though Haruka is somebody who he's always felt love for, he's just taking the easy way out. If his feelings were strong for Mitsuki and he was going to swear that Mitsuki was not going to be somebody that he was going to abandon, then he would have been able to get through this while having Haruka there. And I bet you anything in Hayase's route, he is going to be a stronger person by the end of it. Or maybe not. And I'm actually really curious. I do wonder, out of everybody we are going to have a root for, who the worst person is, and if there's anybody who's going to make Takayuki into a really bad person. Because let's be honest, he's very, very vulnerable to other people and impulse and feelings. Yeah, he had the ability to keep the promise. Like he's saying, he still has freedom because obviously he could and has denied the promise, but he could have easily kept it. Yeah. Yeah. I won't deny that in Takayuki's situation it's very difficult to choose, but yeah. He has. But he's still made a few choices himself. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, it's just, you're just thinking about everything that could have been, and just, you're sad about the fact that nothing could have happened, nothing more. 3 years has after the incident 3 years ago, everything has totally been made more difficult. But at the same time, I mean, what else could have really happened? You're just totally contemplating on a reality that could never have been there. Just the what if scenario. Which obviously we are going to be able to see. Ha! This is the benefit of being a visual novel reader, to be honest. Oh god. Oh my god, the doctors. I mean, I'm sorry, but okay. Feelings are the utmost priority here, but he has put Haruka on sand. Sand doesn't just disappear. There will be obvious traces of the fact that you have gone to the beach. Yeah, fair enough. The feeling of something other than the hospital bed. Fucking hell. That must be so awful. He just, yeah, you can see this. He just really doesn't care. He would just do anything he feels to make his emotion, just kind of in the short term, to make his emotions at peace more. Even though something like this, it could, in the worst case scenario, lead to maybe a ban from him being able to take Haruka out, and yet he's doing it. That's actually something I've never really thought about. Short term versus long term. Let's say, for example, Haruka. He goes for Haruka because of the fact that short term he just can't bear anything, but he never considers what will happen long term. He never considers the damage it will have on Mitsuki and their relationship. But the only thing is, he feels the bond that they had in their relationship less and less as time goes on. But still, I feel like he's a very short term person. And that is very bad when you have really difficult choices to make, like he needs to.
その時は私も一緒に怒られてあげるね。
Dude, just say... Okay, I'm sorry, but the only reason they know that this speech is permission only is because of the fact that Homida has told them. Just use that as an excuse. Just pretend you didn't tell them. And just pray she doesn't confirm. Yeah, he's aware. He really is. Honesty. Proper honesty. Oh. Didn't know you could. I've never tried that myself. That's horrible. Oh, never mind. Fair enough. No, I see that. So much connection with this person. What was he gonna tell her? Oh, he was. I bet you anything. It's very abstract, the concept of time for somebody like her.
Takayuki 君が言った通り、大して変わってないのかもって思うの。でもね、そこに暮らしてる人の気持ちを考えると、決して短くないよね。
That really considerate side of Haruka is so sweet, but I totally see what she's saying. Yeah. And the lives, the feelings, the situations.
私たち人間だよね。建物じゃないよね。私たちにとって3年は長いと思うんだ。
Yeah, I see that.
だからね、美月のこと。
Ah.
今度からね、お見舞いに来てくれるときは美月と一緒に来てほしいの。
Interesting. Just so that there is no possible affair that could happen. Well, not really affair, but disruption to their relationship. Oh, God.
そのせいで毎日来られなくてもいい。今だってそれは望んでるわけじゃないけど。望んでないっていうか、それは嬉しいけど、なんて言ったら。
Totally reasonable.
その。二人で会うのは良くない。
You need to tell her right now. I'm sorry, but this is getting ridiculous.
私たちは。
Oh my god, this is so funny. Jesus Christ. You could tell her any other way that their relationship is over. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I can just see how sad and how distraught she is that so much time has passed so unfairly, and yet at the same time she's not in a relationship with Takayuki.
Damn. どうしてこんなこと。戻りましょう。戻ろう。高雪くん。
God, he's just totally lost at everything that is going on. Oh, and you've done it now. You really have. You could have just told her, but the thing is, what Takayuki is doing is he is letting his feelings completely. Oh my god, he's just being such an idiot, to be honest. I mean, I get that it's a difficult situation, it really is, and he's gradually learning more and more about himself, but he's just making so many mistakes. I mean, he's just totally taken in by all of his feelings of Haruka, so much so that he does something like that. What? Your love.
まったく早速やってくれたわね。
Well, now somebody is going to have the deserved consequences of his actions. Oh, Takayuki, you need to tell her that they've broken up. Well, just because they've broken up, it doesn't necessarily mean it's okay for him to show his feelings to her. The thing is, he just has so little restraint because of how strong his love for Haruka is. He just needs to communicate this, man. He really does. Alright. Bit of a shame, but I've got stuff I need to do early in the morning tomorrow. I.e. read a chapter of Higurashi manga before I go to a morning shift. And yes, I'm being serious when I say that. I'm actually getting up early to read manga. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I have to kind of cut it short, which sucks, but I like what I read today, I really did. Seeing the breakup and see Takayuki's response and just the lack of ability to make a single sensible decision, and then at the end, just after all of that, just seeing his emotions totally take over, and without even telling Hayase about the fact that he has broken up with Mitsuki, just kissing her. I mean, obviously that's something he wants to do, and it is something that Haruka wants as well. Let's be honest, they both want it entirely, but Haruka, unlike Takayuki, has the control, and Takayuki, he's acting so much on instinct, he just can't take his emotions. But the thing is, that's not right. That really isn't, because that means that, according to Hayase, Mitsuki would be betrayed, but obviously she doesn't know that they are not in a relationship anymore. Anyway, a really quite cool part here, and yeah, if I'm going to be honest. So firstly, it's the 24th of August at the moment. We're reading on the 26th of August tomorrow. Might actually be able to catch up. But yeah, anyway, I'm so excited to see what's going to happen next. I really am, and I wonder if Takayuki's going to get into trouble. I do. And yeah, there's indications of the fact that Takayuki is fucked up. He might be living a life of loneliness. He might be leading to a life of loneliness. Look at Haruka and her downright refusal to let Takayuki carry her. To not let somebody like him go near her. He's done a lot of things that, I get that he loves Haruka, but he's totally forced her into them. She has every right to say, stop talking to me, basically. So, like I always say with a story, we're at a real section where we are in crossroads. Anything could happen. So, yeah, see you guys soon.